So, you're ready to take that next massive step in your career and become a licensed cosmetology or barbering instructor in Kentucky. That is awesome. But, standing between you and that goal are the official PSI exams. Don't even worry, though. We're going to break down everything you need to know step by step. Look, you've already got the passion, you've got the skills. Becoming an instructor, that's all about sharing what you know with the next generation of pros. And this guide right here, this is your very first step. We're going to break this whole process down into a simple, really clear roadmap. From that very first application form to what to expect on the actual exam day, we've got you covered. And you can trust this info because we're pulling it straight from the source, the official PSI National Cosmetology Program test information. No guesswork, no rumors, just the facts you need to pass. Okay, first things first. You can't actually take the test if you haven't been approved. So let's walk through what that initial application process looks like. Getting these steps done in the right order is absolutely crucial. First, the Kentucky Board of Cosmetology has to verify your graduation and give PSI the green light. While you're waiting on that, you can go ahead and head over to the PSI website to create your account. Just make sure you use a personal email you check all the time. You'll also need to upload a recent 2x2 photo, and then you just got to keep an eye on your inbox for that official approval email from PSI. And listen, here is a detail you absolutely cannot mess up. The name you use to register has to exactly match the name on your government IDs. Exactly. If there's any difference at all, say from a name change, you're going to need legal proof, like a marriage certificate. They are super strict about this, and it can literally stop you from taking the test. So please double-check everything. All right, you got the approval email. Congratulations. Now it's time to actually get your test on the calendar. So let's talk about the cost. It's going to be $85 for the theory test and then another $85 for the practical. And it's really important to know you have to pass the theory part before they'll even let you schedule the practical exam. Now, you've got two ways to schedule. Honestly, the easiest and most convenient is booking online at the PSI website. You can do that anytime, day or night. But if you'd rather talk to an actual person, you can give them a call during their business hours. The choice is totally yours. Of course, life happens, right? And sometimes you just have to reschedule. But with this exam, you have to do it the right way, or it's going to cost you. And here is the single most important policy to burn into your brain: the 48-hour rule. You have to cancel or reschedule your exam at least 2 full days before your appointment, or you lose your fee. Yup, you will lose that $85 if you cancel too late, if you just don't show up, if you arrive late, or if you forget your ID. And one more thing, if you're canceling by phone, leaving a voicemail does not count. You have to physically speak to a representative. Okay, now for the main event, the exams themselves. There are 2 different parts you're going to have to conquer: the theory test and the practical test. So the theory test is all on a computer. You'll get an hour and a half to answer 50 multiple choice questions. Think of it like the knowledge gatekeeper. You got to pass this before you can even think about the hands-on part. So where should you really focus your study time? Well, just look at this breakdown. Teaching methods, that's the biggest chunk at 30%. But learning, communication, and learner evaluation are also huge. The real key here is that the exam is less about your own cosmetology skills and way more about how well you can teach those skills to someone else. The practical test is basically like a simulation of a day in the classroom. You get 10 minutes for setup, and during that time, they're scoring your safety manual. Then comes the main event, a 30-minute lecture you give on public health and safety. You wrap it all up with a 10-minute cleanup. It's all about proving you can run a safe, professional, and educational classroom. You've prepped, you've studied, and the big day is finally here. Let's make sure there are 0 surprises when you walk into that testing center. This is not just a suggestion, it's a hard and fast rule. Plan to get there at least 30 minutes early. It gives you plenty of time to check in and get settled. Because if you are even 1 minute late, they will not let you in, and you'll lose your test fee. Okay, you will need 2 forms of identification. Your primary ID has to be a government-issued photo ID, like a driver's license. Your secondary ID just needs to have your pre-printed name and your signature on it. And I'm going to say it again because it is that important. The names on both of your IDs have to perfectly, exactly match your registration. No exceptions. Personal items are a big no-no in the test room. That means no phones, no smartwatches, no purses, not even a jacket or a bottle of water. For security reasons, the rules are really, really strict. The good news is they do give you secure storage for all your stuff. And this is pretty much what the computer screen is going to look like. It's very straightforward. You'll see the question, your options, and there's a timer up at the top so you can keep track of how much time you have left. Getting familiar with this now can really help cut down on any stress on test day. Okay, you took the tests. You gave it your all. Now for the last part of our journey, finding out the results and what comes next. Here are the magic numbers you're aiming for. To pass, you need to score at least an 80% on the theory test and a little bit higher, an 85% on the practical test. You won't have to wait long either. They'll email your results to you within 24 hours of finishing your exam. You know, passing this exam isn't just about getting another license. It's about earning the privilege to inspire, to educate, and to empower that next wave of amazing artists in our industry. So the real question is, are you ready to go out there and make your mark?